My dear viewers. Another fine day in the great British democracy, where the sun might make an appearance, if it ever decides to grace us with its presence. But let's not dawdle on trivialities like the weather or our sacred tea-drinking rituals. We've got far juicier matters at hand. Now, let's talk about Tommy Robinson, a man who needs no introduction, but I'll give him one anyway because, well, that's how we do things around here. The poor sod's currently being held at HMP Woodhill under conditions that make a medieval dungeon look like a five-star resort. Solitary confinement for 23.5 hours a day. Blimey, even monks don't meditate for that long. And if that wasn't enough, he's reportedly denied access to the prison canteen. That means no little luxuries, just a tin of tuna. One single, lonely tin of tuna. If that doesn't scream cruel and unusual punishment, I don't know what does. But fear not. His supporters aren't taking this lying down. They're rallying the troops, penning letters, and banging on the doors of the UN Human Rights Council in Geneva. Will it make a difference? Or will it be another case of the bureaucratic machine shuffling papers while whistling a jaunty tune? Stick around, because things are about to get interesting. Let's be real here. When was the last time the establishment willingly admitted to wrongdoing? Exactly. But Robinson's supporters aren't going quietly into the night. They're kicking up a right fuss, demanding that the UK government answer some rather inconvenient questions. The heart of the matter: prolonged solitary confinement, over 100 days of it. According to the UN's own Mandela rules, anything beyond 15 days is basically classified as torture. And yet, here we are. But that's not all, folks. His communication with the outside world? Severely restricted. Phone calls, emails, and visits vanished into thin air without so much as a plausible explanation. And just when you thought it couldn't get pettier, they've even removed **GB News ** from his prison telly. Because, you know, nothing says justice like cutting off access to current affairs. Now, while the mainstream lot remains suspiciously silent, one lone politician, Reform UK's Richard Lowe, has dared to speak up, questioning whether this is justice or just a calculated attempt to break a man's spirit. Meanwhile, the government continues its impressive display of selective deafness. And what about the UN? Will they ride in like the cavalry and restore some sense of fairness? Or will they churn out a beautifully worded but ultimately toothless statement? His supporters reckon that, at the very least, this will expose the hypocrisy of those who claim to champion human rights while conveniently looking the other way when it doesn't fit the narrative. In the grander scheme, Robinson's case isn't just about one bloke, it's about free speech, fair treatment, and whether the powers that be are using imprisonment as a political sledgehammer. So, what do you reckon? A legitimate concern for justice? Or just another stitch-up in the grand tapestry of British legal inconsistencies? Let me know in the comments.